I think the major thing I saw, honestly, is that time that he bought, that he jumped into the ring. Okay, Mosley jumped in the ring after Mayweather.
Oh, the WWF after Mayweather.
I saw, listen, I don't know Mayweather, but I saw in his eyes and I saw in his body the same thing I heard when he was in that radio show where he, you know, got clowned, and that was, you know, I'm not in control, and this isn't, you know, I'm out of my comfort zone, and I think that's what we're going to see. You're calling it now. What do you think? Yeah,
well, a lot of good points there. You know, initially I thought Mosley would be able to win this fight just because he can take a good shot. He's fast. He's got some power. You know, Mayweather's been out of action for a while. He fought Marquez, a smaller guy, not very aggressive, more of a counter puncher. But you know, I put a lot of thought in this once I heard that they could fight a few weeks ago. You know, the keys I think for Mosley to win is to put the pressure on. You know, if he keeps the pressure on, those combinations, you know, wins the rounds. You know, maybe it doesn't hurt him, but as long as he's winning the rounds and keeps the pressure on, maybe he catches him in the later rounds and wins a, you know, a majority decision. But the keys for Mayweather is to just keep him off balance, dodge some punches, hit him with a jab, a combination, just enough to where he can never get started. You know, it was easy for him to start against Margarito because Margarito didn't have a defense. He could just throw everything and everything and everything and ultimately wear a guy down. Right. Because he did. But Margarito's so much slower. He's there to be hit. You can look the best against him, assuming you can knock him out and get out of the way of his punches, which he was able to do. But Mayweather's not going to be there as often. He's going to counter right when Mosley, I think, is about ready to hit him. I think he's going to get a quick jab, just enough to have him reset. Mayweather's going to move. You know, I think it's... Honestly, I don't know if Mayweather would have taken this fight if he didn't think he was going to win. I think he probably watched the tapes of Weekly Ride and Burning Forest. I think that's what they did. They just, you know, you can tell Mosley's ready.
I think, come on, I think he was backed into a corner. I mean, if Berto didn't fight, I mean, he wasn't calling Mosley out or the Berto. I mean, he was probably just going to sit and wait for Pacquiao to fight.
Could have fought Collazo, or he could have fought a Zach.
He wasn't going to. Cintron, I mean, you know, he could have, and he would have.
I'm glad he took this fight.
Stayed active.
And I like Mosley.
He didn't, yep.
You know, and the odds favor that, you know, if you like Mosley and you think he's going to win, to put some money down. But
yeah, 250, you know, to win 100, and then you know, 190. What's that?
What's backwards? You bet 250 on Mayweather, you only win 100.
Right.
If you bet 100 on Mosley, you win 190. So you get pretty good return on your investment. You know, maybe those odds shape up. But he's a bit older.
I'll take Mosley with those odds, but
yeah, so it's good. So initially you like Mosley. You know, I think I like him too, but I think I like him only because he was so dominant against Margarito, but Margarito's nothing close to what Mayweather is.
He looked good in the Cotto fight, and a lot of people thought he lost, and he was coming on at the end of that fight. And I think, you know, nobody thinks that Mayweather is going to win an early knockout or something before the, you know, the championship rounds. I think, you know, you're going to the distance, and you know, Mayweather was caught by Marquez, and if Marquez had any juice in those gloves of his, you know, Mayweather
he may have got hit once or twice.
No, well, once or twice. He was, and it was later on in the rounds, and because Marquez was a tough ass motherfucker, and Mayweather kind of smiled and stuff. But if he gets popped by Mosley in the 9th and 10th round like that, you know, I mean, you know, again, I think you look at the speed and the stamina, and you look at those two guys, and they're very even on that. I mean, unless Mosley, like some other athletes who have been at that age, have just, you know, looked great, and then the next thing it's like, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't look great against Mayorga. He didn't look that great. He may have knocked him out at the end, but he didn't look that great.
Nobody looks great against Mayorga, but come on.
He fought Mayorga, he didn't look that great. He fought Cotto. You know, he lost that fight. He looked decent, but Cotto looked better, you know. And then Margarito was just like a walking punching bag. You know, hit me with everything, and if you don't hurt me, eventually I should win. But, you know, I still like, I'm leaning towards Mosley, but honestly, I don't know.
So you're not going to say, so I called it out, but you're not going
to? I think fight, you know, momentum is, thank you. You know, you get a lot of momentum going round by round. You know, you win a few rounds, you feel good, you're feeling better, you build up your, you know, build up some steam, and then you go through the fight. But if you're going in a round, you get pot shot, you never get off. You know, there's a one round that you think you might have lost, and another round goes by, and it feels like I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Now you get a little discouraged, maybe a little desperate, not as comfortable, maybe reaching for punches. I don't know. I think when you got a good defensive fighter that's fast, and he's undefeated, he is one of the best. Maybe he hasn't fought everyone that we wanted to see him fight, but now he is. He's 2, he's 38. You know, he's.
Yeah, you're talking about Mayorga. I mean,
no, I'm talking about Mayweather Mosley.
No, I know, but you know, Mosley never fought you know, Baldomir. I mean,
but do you think it would have been a competitive fight, Mayorga and Mayweather? Mayorga wouldn't have never even hit him, never once. You know.
You know, again,
I mean,
it's not about you beat this guy, I beat, you know, that guy beats me, you know, you beat me. It's matchups. That's what
again.
We know that's
for
what
Mosley to win, he's got to keep, you know, his foot on the pedal, full speed, keep the pressure on, no matter what happens. Yeah. And he's got the chin to do it. If he gets caught coming in, keep coming in until you're in and do your work. I can't see Mayweather hurting him. I could see him maybe winning on points, but I just he didn't really hurt. Well, I guess he landed some good shots on Marquez, but you know, obviously Marquez didn't land anything on him. You said he landed a couple shots, but it was so one-sided. That was the most one-sided fight I think I've ever seen.
But I'm saying he landed, and Mosley's going to land.
Well, Marquez is number 2 pound for pound. He's not just a good fighter; he's a great fighter. Yeah. He's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
Just like Mosley, you know. But it was a blowout nonetheless.